Jenny Slate. You're a national treasure, and we're happy to have you. She's made a name for herself the last decade or so, after a season-long stint on Saturday Night Live and a series of appearances on variety shows like Late Night with Jimmy Fallon and The Kroll Show. With an unflinching sense of humor and a dedication to disappear into hilarious, eccentric characters, Slate is a crucial voice in the modern comedy scene. Even if you don't know her face, you've probably heard her voice, considering she's lent it to some high-profile animated flicks like The Lorax, The Secret Life of Pets, Zootopia, and Despicable Me 3. She's funny, quite funny, and as you'll see in her YouTube short series Marcel the Shell with Shoes On and Catherine, she's got a knack for crafting her own endearingly odd characters. In honor of Slate and her prolific comedy career, we've catered a short list of some of her most iconic performances. Enjoy. Collider video of the day. Debbie the Dog Mom in Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, 2022, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, the multiverse dramatic comedy by Daniels, has a little bit of everything. Check the title, including Jenny Slate as a cantankerous dog mom. A customer at Evelyn's, Michelle Yeoh, laundromat. Debbie the Dog Mom is athleisured from head to toe, lapdog in arm, her ear obscured by a Bluetooth headset. When she reappears later in the film, she brings along with her some gut-busting slapstick moments. Sure, it might be a brief, minor role, but Slate makes it an entirely memorable one, using the spare bit of screen time she has to leave a lasting impression. Donna in Obvious Child, 2014. If there's a star-making role in Slate's filmography, let this be it. Gillian Robespierre's dramedy about a young comedian facing an unplanned pregnancy offers Slate the opportunity to show off her ability to take a leading role and make something out of it. The script is rife with razor-sharp comedic dialogue, but it never loses its poignant realism as a result. Over the years, popular media has repeatedly failed to appropriately depict the topic of unwanted pregnancy and abortion, a wrong that Robespierre and Slate helped to correct in Obvious Child. Slate's character of Donna is charming, blunt, and psychologically complex. Her stand-up routines, which vary from cringeworthy to genuinely funny, allow Slate to portray the complicated nuances of trying, failing, and, eventually, succeeding at the vulnerable job of public performance. Of course, throughout the film, a broken dam of emotions overtakes Donna as the overwhelming obstacles of life continue to throw themselves in her direction, and Slate embodies each one like a seasoned professional. Tammy in Bob's Burgers, 2011 present, amongst the many talented voices behind Bob's Burgers, John Benjamin, Kristen Schaal, Kevin Kline, Jenny Slate fits right in as rich girl Tammy. The self-proclaimed hottest girl in 8th grade, Tammy is a classmate/frenemy to Tina Belcher, Dan Mintz. She's also a stereotypical rich girl, spoiled beyond belief. And with an ego to prove it. There's so much great, zingy writing in this show, and fortunately there are comedic talents like Slate and company to deliver the dialogue with gusto. With no shortage of hilarious one-liners, "Don't be such a boob punch" or "I can't have lice, I go to private school," the Queen of Farts is an endlessly memorable role, and Slate knocks her voice acting out of the park. Mona Lisa Saperstein in Parks and Recreation, 2009 to 2015, the twin sister from the same mister to the cocky and egotistical Jean-Ralphio Saperstein, Ben Schwartz. Mona Lisa is utterly irresponsible, narcissistic, and destructive, but that's just all part of her charm, right? Right? Well, there are probably few people in Pawnee that would hope to meet a female version of Jean-Ralphio, but that's essentially what Mona Lisa is, and we're awfully lucky for that. She's a glass break-in, fire-starting quasi-professional that can't, or won't, scooch her personal life off for enough to make room for a long-term job. She's also practically the worst person in the world, or at least according to her own brother. It's a knockout performance from Jenny Slate, with her showing off her chops for playing absurd and comedic characters. Maria Lewin in The Polka King, 2018, alongside Jack Black. Jenny Slate stars in The Polka King, a comedic biographical film about a scheming polka bandleader whose Ponzi scheme cost his investors millions. Slate plays Maria, Jan's, Jack Black, wife and former beauty queen who dreams of the same glorious life that her husband promises her. The performance is exuberant and wacky, and an extended subplot of Maria entering a beauty pageant allows Slate to go all out into comic excellence. The Polka King is a larger-than-life stranger-than-fiction flick that features some good old-fashioned sharp characterization backed by delightful performances. Emma and I Want You Back, 2022, a nice and simple rom-com that focuses on the charm and chemistry of its stars. I Want You Back stars Slate across Charlie Day as a pair of heartbroken strangers that unite to ruin the relationships of the exes that dumped them. It doesn't take a psychic to see where this is going, but thanks to a genuinely comedic script, actual romance, and two upbeat performances from its leads, the movie manages to be well worth your while. The flick lets Slate perform without going to the eccentric extremes found in much of her voice work, and it's something that she gives a lot of heart to. Somewhere near the center of the film, her character croons a comically passionate performance of Suddenly Seymour from The Little Shop of Horrors, and it's really quite something special. Harley Quinn in the Lego Batman movie, 2017, much like her clownish beau, Harley Quinn has had her fair share of prolific actors portraying her over the years, and Slate's turn in the chair in the Lego Batman movie is one for the books. She's a perfect fit for this incarnation of the Motormouth Charlie, with a jubilant, almost manic performance that hurls dialogue like it was going out of fashion. A spin-off of the Lego movie, this installment in the franchise follows Batman, Will Arnett, as he attempts to foil the Joker's, Zach Galifianakis', latest plan. Of course, Harley Quinn and bubblegum personality are involved, too, serving as the Joker's main squeeze and accomplice in crime. The film itself dives deep into cartoonish absurdity, and Slate embraces this with glee. She takes the beloved and iconic character of Harley and makes it entirely her own. Marcel and Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, 2022. There are few films as genuinely wholesome and well-intended as Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Serving as an expansion upon the YouTube series of the same name, the film follows the titular Marcel, Slate, as he lives his life with his nana Connie, Isabella Rossellini. Documentarian filmmaker Dean Fleischer Camp, the film's director, playing himself, observes Marcel's daily life as he gathers food, walks his pet Lint, and watches the weekly program 60 Minutes. After acquiring a share of internet fame after Camp's interviews with Marcel go viral, the little guy begins a search for his family, a lost colony of anthropomorphic shells like himself. Slate, who co-wrote the script, crafts one of cinema's most precious characters through a truly transformative vocal performances that'll almost make you forget that it's fiction. She is Marcel. Marcel exists, and he's unbearably lovely, the type of character you'll want to remember for the rest of your life.